Assalamu alaikum, dear friends. I am very excited to inform you that I am starting a new series of discussion where I will talk about different aspects of life of an international student in the USA. Today, in this first episode, I will talk about how you can manage your accommodation in the USA. I will discuss whole thing in 5 points. In the first point, I will talk about housing options, different apartment styles, and the amenities available in those apartments. So there are two housing options. One is off-campus housing and the other one is on-campus housing. On-campus housings are owned by the university and the off-campus housings are owned by the different apartment companies and landlords. In both off-campus housing and on-campus housings, you will find apartments like this, a studio apartment where you have a big room which can be considered as both your living room and bedroom, and that big room has attached bathroom and a kitchen and a closet. The second type is bedroom apartment, like you have 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom and so on, and then a living room. So living room is basically the same thing that we say in Bangladesh as a drawing or dining room. It's basically the same thing. The last type that I will discuss is the townhome. So townhome has different floors. Most cases it's a 2-story building, where in one floor you have the living room, in other floor you have the bedrooms. So amenity wise, all apartments, whether it is a furnished or non-furnished, they will provide you air conditioning, heating and a refrigerator. In the furnished apartment, in addition to this, they will provide you bed, mattress, sofa, chairs, tables, etc. And in non-furnished apartment, you will not have these things available. You have to buy it on your own. Regarding the laundry, the apartment companies may provide you the laundry within the apartment, or they can have a centralized place where everyone would go and do their laundry. Or there are also public laundries available across the cities. So these are the amenities and that you will find in any apartment that you get in. So in the second point, I'll talk about how you can find your apartment. So before I talk about how you can find your apartment, let's talk about where you want to stay. So if you are an undergraduate student, the university will require you to stay in their dormitory for 1 or 2 years. So you have no choice, you have to stay on campus, but there might be exceptions as well. But if you are a graduate student, you have the freedom to choose your housing options. So if you want to decide, if you decide to stay on campus, so you need to go through the university housing website, submit the application, pay the deposit, and they will let you know when the apartment is available. So the question is whether you want to stay off campus or on campus. So it depends on the quality of the apartment and the cost and all other things. But in most places, off-campus housings are usually cheaper than the on-campus housing. But that will come with other factors like distance, transportations, and all of other things. So finally, if you decide to stay in off-campus housing, I have few tips for you. First, get the address of your department and then use that address to search on Google to find the available apartments near to your department. So the Google will most likely show you the direct links of the leasing offices, or it may show you the third-party websites like apartments.com, apartmentguides.com. These websites have the listings of all available apartments in your area. From there you can get the contact info of the leasing offices. So once you have the contact info of the leasing offices, what you can do, you can go through their website, you can look the rent of the apartment, distance from your apartment to the department, public transport availability, safety of the neighborhood. So to get the distance, you can use the Google map. You can just put the address of your department and put the address of your apartment. It will give you the distance. To know the safety of the neighborhood, you can write on Google like crime rate in this area. There are different websites that will give you the statistics of crimes happened in that area. So once you have done all of these things, you narrow down your choices. You call to those leasing offices and ask them if they will be willing to do the leasing agreement while you are in abroad. So if they do, you are fine. You submit the online application, you pay the deposit, and probably you will do the final agreement when you come to the US. If they do not agree, you can ask your friend who are already here to go to the leasing office, see the apartment, and pay the deposit on your behalf. So good thing is that they can see the apartment, take pictures, and send it to you. If this option doesn't work for you, another option you can follow is that you can come to the US without managing your accommodation. You can stay with someone, or you can stay in hotel and then find the apartment in first few days. So if you are doing this, is good that you will be able to see your apartment before you get into the apartment. But I don't think you need to do this. If you talk to the student organizations of your country, they will definitely help you. I helped a lot of people. I got help at different times. So people know these urgencies, and people will help you. Now I will talk about how you can find a roommate. So if you are not coming with your family, most likely you need a roommate. So to find a roommate, do the same thing. Talk to the student organization of your country. They most likely have the information, so who need the roommate. Also they know who are coming, and also some people who are already here, they may also need the roommate. You can also talk to the international student office. Sometimes they also have informations of students who are looking for roommates. So before you select the roommate, please be careful. Don't select without talking to anybody. Talk to the person directly using Zoom or Skype. Connect with them on their social media and see if their lifestyles go along with your lifestyle. And if not, try to find other people, because it's very important. I have seen people having hard time with their roommates, and finally they had to actually move out. So be cautious when you are looking for your roommate. Now let's say you are in the United States. In your first week, what you need to do, you need to go to the leasing office and get the remaining paperwork done. Make sure to read the all terms and conditions mentioned on the leasing agreement. Look at the leasing duration, see if it is 6 months or 1 year. If it is 6 months, you have to stay there for 6 months. If it is 1 year, you have to stay there for 1 year. If any situation arises in your life for which you cannot stay in that apartment for that period of time, you can go to the leasing office, ask them for a favor. If they do, you are fine, you can leave. If they don't, you can put the advertisement on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist and try to find someone and do the subleasing. Another thing, as you are signing the lease, another thing you need to keep in mind is the co-signer and or the guarantor. Some leasing offices may ask you for a co-signer or a guarantor. A co-signer or a guarantor is someone who will be held accountable if the leasing offices are unable to find you. So you can ask one of your relatives who are already in the United States to be your co-signer. If you have a very good relation with your supervisors, you may also ask your supervisor, but that's probably not the very professional thing to do in your first week, because if your professor doesn't want to be your co-signer or guarantor, you may put him or her in an awkward situation. So after signing the lease, now you are living in the apartments. The things that will come is maintenance. You may see sometimes you have a problem in the sink, in the bathtub, and in with other things. So you can call the leasing office and they will send someone and fix the problems. So they offer it for free, but if the damage is like big, and they may charge you. So after staying for the entire leasing period, now it's time to renew, either renewing the lease or the breaking the or the ending the lease. So if you want to renew the lease, you just need to go to the leasing office and you renew your lease. But if you want to finish the lease, then you need to keep in mind about your deposit. So most of the apartment companies, they normally expect that you leave their apartment as you found it. So if there is any damage, they may charge you. They may charge you from your deposit, so you may not get full deposit back. So this is one of the complaints that most of the international students do, that the leasing offices normally do not give you the full deposit back, and sometimes may even ask you for more money. So try to keep your apartment nice as you found it, and if you do any any problem, like say with the window curtain or anything, you can replace it, and then you can leave it is as you found it, and probably you can avoid being charged. So I hope my discussion will help you when you look for an apartment in the United States. If you have any questions regarding housing or finding an apartment, feel free to leave your comment in the comment section. I will try to reply you as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. I wish you all the best.